you're going to do when you get the list, you want to figure out where the heck are the properties, right? So you want to get the list of properties from the county. Now, you're either going to have a list of properties that are coming up for the auction, or you always want to ask the golden question of what happens to the properties that didn't sell at the tax deed sale. This is important because those go into county inventory and are known as over-the-counter tax deeds. And you can get some phenomenal deals with these over-the-counter tax deeds as well. And I also forgot to mention that we had the QR code, but there's also a link below in the description for that auction trip if you want to book a call. So you want to get the list of over-the-counter properties. Start doing some research because you can get some of these. Sometimes I've bought them for as little as $50. Some of the folks who watch this channel have bought like $25 properties as well. So there's a huge opportunity. Now, a lot of folks will say like, oh, there's a reason I didn't sell at the sale. And yes, sometimes there's a lot of garbage over the counter, but a lot of the times there's some gems in there that you can go buy and flip. For example, let's say there's a small piece of property, it's just a narrow lot, and maybe it's in between two houses and you can buy it for $100, right? You buy it for $100 and you can sell it to the neighbor for maybe $1,000, $2,000, $5,000, depends, because it's worth something to them because it makes their property bigger and it makes the value of their property go up. So there's all sorts of ways to get into the game with the over-the-counters, or maybe it's a small lot on like a main street. Buy it, put a billboard on it, collect some rent or some residual income and things like that. So you want to research the property. A couple big things that I like to steer clear of are anything with like environmental concerns. Maybe there was an auto body shop there, maybe there was a gas station or a laundromat, Breaking Bad style, where Gus was digging the hole in the ground and you buy the laundromat and then all of a sudden you realize, there's a whole operation going on underneath, and then dealing with Tuco, everybody there. But be aware of those, because environmental concerns are an issue because, maybe there's a bunch of stuff leaking into the soil. I don't like to go near that stuff. I don't recommend you do either. However, the cool thing is that there are tons of properties that come up, commercial property, apartment buildings, shopping malls. One of my favorites, I bought a funeral home once and flipped it at one of these sales. So it's pretty cool. You want to research and make sure that there are no county liens on the property, because the cool thing about a tax deed sale for a beginner is it wipes out the mortgage. So the tax lien is always the fundamental lien. So when it forecloses into the tax deed sale, it wipes out mortgages, which is totally awesome for buying mortgage-free property, sometimes up to 80-90% below market value. So guys, if you like this stuff, do me a favor, hit the thumbs up, subscribe if you want to learn how to buy some properties and want to take some action with this. So the next thing you need to do is figure out, if it's the auction, what form of payment do they take and when do you have to pay? Sometimes the auctioneer auctions the property, you have to go pay right then in that moment, okay?